Hello, it is my pleasure to welcome you once again to another edition of our program, Agricbiotech and Food Security. The Ministry of Agriculture has a strategic roadmap comprising 4 parts, namely immediate priority actions ongoing, short-term, medium-term, and long-term actions. These are supposed to be adequately coordinated and targeted towards food security. Now, the ministry acknowledged that the current state of food security in Nigeria is threatened by issues of availability and affordability, noting that the malnutrition and the rates of food inflation require that we work all year round to ensure increased productivity. This is a well-articulated roadmap, no doubt about that, carrying robust stakeholder analysis that will produce a working map of who does what, where, and how, and what are the mutual beneficial areas for the smallholder and large-scale farmers. Now, processors are also involved in this, marketers, and indeed the organized private sector. Today's episode of Agricbiotech and Food Security is particularly concerned with the function of the National Biotechnology Development Agency, NABDA, a scientific enclave saddled with the responsibility to create awareness, coordinate, facilitate, deploy, domesticate, and carry out research in all aspects of biotechnology for sustainable national development, especially in agriculture. Now, our guest is the Director General of the National Biotechnology Development Agency, Professor Abdullahi Mustafa. Of course, he's our guest today, and he has a lot to share with us. Thank you for joining me on this show. My name is Kirian Umayo. The program begins very shortly. Well, we are glad to once again on this program have the presence of Professor Abdullahi Mustafa, the Director General of the National Biotechnology Development Agency. He's here to speak on the role of NABDA, that is the agency that he oversees, the role of this agency in food security roadmaps. And in this connection, I would like the Director General of National Biotechnology Development Agency to let us know what NABDA can do for this administration with respect to the food agenda of the administration. So you're welcome to the program.
Thank you, Karen.
Now, what will be the position of NABDA in this new food security roadmap?
Well, National Biotechnology Development Agency, which is NABDA, is an agency of government, and whatever government focus is, we fully align with it. And that is why when you say what is our role is just to comply 100% with government agenda and make sure that we achieve the deliverables of government using the biotechnology agency. And as a matter of fact, we have already started, and we have just rolled up our sleeves, and then we're working towards achieving that.
Under normal circumstances, there should be a synergy between NABDA and the Ministry of Agriculture. Can we learn more about any form of synergy between you and this ministry?
When you talk about food security, you talk about agriculture, definitely Ministry of Agriculture is involved, and there are all other sections of the economy that are involved. NABDA is working concurrently, hand in hand with Federal Ministry of Agriculture. Just some days ago, I have received a letter from the ministry where they have a program called La Presse, and this La Presse is also in line with the food security of our nation. This is a livestock transformation agenda of the government, where NABDA is playing a key role in it. They are going to visit us, and they are going to definitely discuss with us how we can collaborate. You know, we are scientists, we do the research, and then they are in the field, they know whatever it entails. So we have to put hands together and make sure that we have achieved this government agenda of livestock transformation. We are taking the genetic part of it, where we do the artificial insemination, and we've already started here in NABDA, and that is the synergy that is even getting stronger. We have inseminated about 250 cattle with a semen that we have tried to, we research for about 12 years. We identify two cattle breed in Nigeria that are very fit to provide the quantity of milk, if they improve, that is required, which means our first target now is 10 to 15 liters per milk per cow per day of milk, and then the meat improvement also. So we have Bunaji and Budali. These are the two cattle breed that we have selected, and we have started inseminating them. We have chosen from around the globe. Instead of us going to outside the country to import these cattle directly, where if they come, you have to put an AC, you have to also be putting a lot of resources by buying the grass, the feed, animal feed from outside. And then the drugs, you have to be carrying somebody who knows their health terrain from that country that you bought these cattle, and a lot of things. And then by the time they come here, the environment is not favorable. So you expect to get 30 liters, you'll be getting like 6 or 5 liters as a result. So we took around the globe, and we got a cattle breed that is similar to the cattle breed that can be crossbreed with our own Bunaji or Budali cattle. And we got one from Brazil, which is Geralando. We are working with Brazil, we are working with other international partners and local partners. And we have inseminated about around 250, and they have given birth to around 150 have given birth. The offsprings are there, that is the F1, and then we are about to evaluate that to know whether they have taken that genetic constituent of the bull that we inseminated in our cow, to know that this bull has effect in the milk production of these cattle. So if we get what we want, maybe around 100%, we keep them aside. If we get 50%, we keep them aside. So the research is going to continue to transform these cattle that we have in the whole country. Also, if you go at the back, we have planted Napier grass, we have planted alfalfa, so that we are working on it to see which one suit those cattle that we have now. We have not named it. But we have them in different parts of the country. And what we are doing is that we are working with private farms. We don't buy farm, but we use private farms to transform these animals. So this Minister of Agriculture has come to us, and then we are going to work together perfectly. Also in the area of crop, they are the ones that have the farmers, they have the extension workers and what have you. And we are working closely with them. And in the area of this food transformation, we are willing to see how we can improve more in this country of this kind of food and animal production. In the area of fisheries also, if you go there, you will see that we've been working on the area of improvement of catfish and even tilapia to improve the table size. The research is on in some areas, but we are doing our own, and then we are moving forward to see that we increase this table size of the fish that is being breeded here in the in the National Biotechnology Development Agency. Even improve the feed of the fish, also the formulation. We are doing it here in NABDA. So there are a lot of things that are going in terms of food and nutrition security in the area using biotechnology in NABDA to complement what the government effort is, to make sure that the government policy is being implemented fully. And very soon, you are here. Yesterday, you've seen we've gone to the farm where we have launched the final harvest of the confined trial of telemaize, and this is going to transform the narration around the maize production in the country. And this maize is one of the major crops that, or major staple food, and even the feed for animal that is being used in the country. So we are working tirelessly.
Now, is there any partnership existing presently between you and the subnationals, that's the state governments? Majority of Nigerians reside in the local areas, and then they are under the purview of state administrations. Now, is anybody talking to you, maybe the governors forum, to see how they can cascade whatever technology you have here down to many parts of the country?
We've been talking to some commissioners who are coming here, and then we talk to them. I don't know whether they are taking back the result to their governors, and we give them all the information. What we want to have is that if the governors, Nigerian Governors Forum, can give us a chance to go and explain all these things, it is going to be a huge success. If at all they are going to come in and support, most especially in this dairy improvement, that is Nigerian cattle breed transformation, most especially in the crops that we produce. All these crops cut across the whole nation. It's not one section of the country that is benefiting. No, the whole segment, the whole country is going to benefit, because in each and every area we have quite a lot of that we are doing. For example, when you take to around northeast, these people produce quite a lot of cotton, and then they have already buy in the BT cotton. When you talk about northwest and northeast also, they have taken in buy in. The BT cowpea, and for sure they have been calling us about the soybean or herbicide tolerant soybean. The unfortunate thing is that we don't have enough funding to quickly conclude the herbicide tolerant soybean transformation, so that we can transform the economy of the country. So we have quite a lot that is going on in the area of food security, and we are fully aligned with government policy to make sure that we deliver the government implementation on this food security.
All right, and that's where we conclude this discussion with the Director General of the National Biotechnology Development Agency, Professor Abdullahi Mustafa. Thank you, sir, once again for being part of our show today.
Thank you very much, Kirian.
It's time to take a short break. When we come back, it will be time to take on Architect Kabir Ibrahim, Chairman, All Farmers Association of Nigeria. Stay with us. This is introducing a new TV series on agricultural biotechnology, one of the most complex and accurate scientific discoveries designed to provide sustainable food security for humanity. In the light of rapid population growth, Agricbiotech must be understood, accepted, and embraced to realize its full potentialities. Nigerian agriculture is vulnerable to climate change with associated occurrences, reducing agricultural production across the nation. But biotech offers new tools for increasing agricultural productivity and protection of food crops. And from farmers, testimonies abound on the benefits of genetically modified crops. In this TV series, we shall be dissecting issues surrounding Agricbiotech with experts on its understanding, acceptability, and application, week in, week out. Join me, Kirian Umayo, on our show, Agricbiotech and Food Security. Be my guest, Tuesdays, 7:30 p.m. on NT International. Brought to you by OFAB Nigeria under the auspices of NABDA. with us today in the program is architect Kabir Ibrahim. Architect Ibrahim is the national president of All Farmers Association of Nigeria, and he is a farmer who is well in tune with genetically modified crops. And so we have a very good guest on our show today. So you're welcome to the program.
Thank you very much for having me.
Yes, we have a new roadmap to food security by the current administration, which has been planned in such a way that there is continuity of ongoing projects. There is a short-term, mid-term, and long-term plans and all of that. Then everything is tilting towards attaining food security in the country. Now, what should be the role of genetically modified crops or GM crops, as the case may be, in this connection?
The role of GMO or genetic engineering is very good because it will fast track the attainment of food security in any nation. I will give you an example of countries that have attained that through GMO, even though we didn't know. Brazil is called a first world country, but you know, not many years ago it was a third world country. They got there because of the agriculture. You know, the Cerrados, the famous Amazon region that was bulldozed and made into agricultural land. They use GMO. Now they are a net exporter of all agricultural produce, and they are number one. So if Nigeria embraces biotechnology wholesomely, we will be able to take our small farmers out of poverty faster, much faster, and provide the country with enough food to be able to attain food security. So we cannot do without the embracement of biotechnology, which leads to genetic engineering.
All right, now having said that, and I'm glad you are the president of all farmers, farmers are key to this. But some farmers have biases against GM crops. Now, what have you been telling your farmers, your colleagues? Because after all said and done, no matter how well articulated a policy is, and if the key players, are not carried along, it's not going to work. Now, if all farmers are not involved in GM crops, I'm not sure that the attainment of food security is going to be easy for us. So how do you involve farmers here?
Well, over a very long time, we have been dealing with OFAB, and OFAB has been communicating to farmers, and that's how I was recruited. Mm-hmm. First, you see all the potentiality of a genetically modified crop. It will enhance your yield. The crop will withstand the vagaries of weather, sometimes drought, sometimes too much water. And then you do, a little more.
Climate change.
Climate, yes. You do a lot of savings because some of the crops withstand drought, so you don't have to put too much water. Then some of them also resist some of the insects that affect them, crops. Like if you take BPR cowpea, you spray it only twice, as against spraying 8 times on the normal cowpea. And then the water level, the amount of water you use on the ordinary seed is not the same as this. It's low, and it will thrive in many, many areas. When I first got the seed of it, I planted it on my farm in Katsina. It did very well. The same, if you look at Bolgard 2, the cotton, the BT cotton also, it will have a short stem and it will have so many bolls on it, and they are not affected by the bollworm. So these are some of the advantages. And cotton, we always look at it as a cash crop in Nigeria. So if a farmer produces a lot of cotton, he will have a lot of money in his hands and he will buy his food. Because even you who are a broadcaster, you don't farm, but if you have sufficient money, you'll buy enough food, and therefore you'll be able to feed your family very well around there, and you have food security.
I actually farm, because I believe in that. Every every household should be able to have a farm, no matter how small it is. It's very important. Now, the farmers again. Why are many farmers not engaging in this? Because I took this question up with the DG of NABDA to say, look, if you have a political will to get something achieved, then you need to go with stakeholders. Stakeholders say are farmers. How do you get your members to?
You see, look, not many people even understand the difference between GM crops and other crops. They don't even know anything about crops. You have been eating a lot of GM things like rice, that yellow rice that you had been buying for more than 10 years. Most of it is GM. It is coming here. So the farmers, unless you tell them, unless you scare them, they don't even know that this is GM or this is non-GM. But the point here is, for you to be able to propagate what you are doing, you need to show the farmer. And everything, even fertilizers, for a farmer to know that this is good, you need to demonstrate to them. If I bring any seed type and it is GM and this is ordinary, for instance, it's hybrid, and I plant them side by side in two different locations, and I get more yield using this, I spend less money using this, and I show the farmer the results, the farmer will automatically take it. This is what you must do. You must show the farmer that these are the benefits you get.
How do we get that done? You are the president of the Association of Farmers. How do you get your members to adopt to this technology? Because you have made it clear that without GMO, the attainment of food security is not going to be easy. So how do farmers come? How do you educate the farmers? Or are farmers rejecting GMOs?
No, the farmers are not rejecting it, but there are many antis, people who are talking against it.
Exactly.
And what I am saying is that I got to this place to embrace biotechnology because, one, my background is science, and I paid attention. I attended the global food security conference in Ithaca in Cornell, the best university on agriculture. There, the antis came and the pros came, and scientists from all over the world came. We were there for a week. We listened and observed. The antis made so much noise. The pros made so much noise, but we came to the conclusion that there was no connection between any disease and GMO. Therefore, the fears that these people ram into our ears are not true, are unfounded. And therefore, we came down, and today I tell my farmers, embrace biotechnology. Because you come to no harm. Besides, I told you now, in Nigeria, when we used to import rice a lot, most of it was GM. GM from Brazil. So as far as we are concerned, you, by talking about it, you are even scaring the farmers. Because the typical farmer does not even know the difference. So for anybody to tell you that farmers reject GMO, they are lying. Because how many varieties have we even commercialized? How many have we commercialized? It's just now that we are having telomeres. We've had BR cowpea, and everybody. We did a demonstration in Alausa, Lagos. We did akara and moi moi. People were flocking all over to eat it, and till today they are asking for the seed.
Now, what steps should this government take? Because this roadmap to food security is all part of the renewed hope that we're talking about. Then, what will be the right step to take to ensure that GM crops are embraced?
What we have told this government and the government of, Mr. President, when he declared the emergency on food security, we said, to us, food security means, at least the state of emergency means, stemming insecurity. Farmers cannot readily go to their farms, so you must stem it for them to be able to produce. You must embrace STI, science, technology, and innovation. And this is where GM comes. So I told you here, the beauty of GM is this. Whereupon a hybrid seed, or any seed for that matter, gives you a yield of, let's say, 4 tons per hectare. A genetically modified crop will give you twice or 3 times that. So it takes the farmer out of poverty. It produces more food. And therefore, you attain food security faster when you use it. We are not saying that, and then you see, the beauty of it is that once this regime takes place, you decide that, okay, this is GM, this is organic, and this is what you produce using non-organic fertilizers, you label them. You don't hide. This is GMO. You label it. In the United States, that's what happens. You eat organic food, it costs even more. People who want to eat GMO will eat it. So you are not hiding it. You are not trying to hoodwink anybody into eating anything. You declare it, and then you show its advantages, and the farmers will embrace it, and even you, the consumers, will embrace it because you come to no harm.
Okay, all right. On that note, we thank you immensely for being part of our program today. That's Architect Kabir Ibrahim, the National President of All Farmers Association of Nigeria.
Thank you very much too. Thank you.
National Biotechnology Development Agency is well structured and focused to carry out research and development in biotechnology in priority areas of food and agriculture, health, industrial, environment, and indeed other sectors for national development. It also has a mandate to ensure that Nigeria becomes self-reliant in the development and application of technology-based products and services. NABDA can boast of dozens of PhD holders who are research experts in various fields. And that's our show for today. And I appreciate your viewership and thank you for doing the same next week when I will return with a fresh edition of the program. I am Kurian Omayo. See you again.